guys, let's have a nice, relaxing stretch and recovery here. Now, yes, I said relaxing, but I do also want to bring a little heat to the body. So let's start standing at the end of our mat. I have my shoes on, you can take yours off. Either way is fine. We're just going to come down and we're going to come out into the top of a push-up position. And you're going to drop those hips down, release the tops of the feet, roll the shoulders back with the heart center up. And now I want you to curl those toes under, and I want you to bring yourself back into that downward dog position. And you can hang out here for a second. You can pedal out those heels, bending and straightening one at a time. Now let's inhale, come up onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, release them down. Imagine you're trying to press those armpits down into the mat. Pull the belly button up into the spine. And now let's float that right leg up towards the center. But try to keep that toe facing down to the floor. Squeeze that glute a little bit. And then bend that knee, and I want you to bring it underneath the body. Try to imagine knee to nose, and then shoot it right back. Good, let's do it 2 more times. Bring it in, and bring it out. Good, 1 more time, bring it in, and bring it out. And this time, let's lift that right foot, and let's bend that right knee, and bring that right foot over to the left side. Now I want you to remember, keep pressing the right hand into the floor, and look underneath that right armpit. Feel that right hip open up. And now let's add a little movement to this. Let's straighten out the right leg. Let's come into that plank position. Bring that right knee across the body. And then let's bring it all the way back, up and open. 2 more times. Bring it across the body. And come back up and open. I promise 1 more time. Bring it across the body. And back, straight back this time. And now let's bring that right foot outside that right hand. Drop and release that left knee. Release the top of the left foot. And give me that nice open twist. I promise that's as mean as I'm going to get. But I like to bring in a little heat to the body when we're stretching, especially when we're in a hold. Good, now bring that right hand down. Good, slight bend in the elbows. I want you to hug that right knee into that right shoulder. Feel a nice stretch in those hips. And then slowly coming back up. Let's bring the shoulders back over the hips. And you might need to heel toe and bring that right foot in a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm going to have that knee over that ankle. And then let's sweep those arms. Bring them up. Look up towards the ceiling. I want you to press the top of that left foot into the floor, feeling that nice stretch in the left hip flexor. Now while you guys are holding that, I'm going to turn this way. John's going to stay the way he is.
It's not perfect.
Because he's perfect just the way he is. And now, I want you to drop your right arm down by your right leg. Reach the fingertips, and I want you to reach up with the left fingertips and up and over. So imagine your right fingertips are going to the floor, left fingertips are up and over to the sky. Good, so feel like you're coming up and out of that left hip. And then slowly come back up. Now the right hand comes up. Little balance here. I want you to imagine, squeeze the inner thighs together so you have a little more stability. Drop your left fingertips down, reach up and over to the other side. So a little balance here. Good, come back up. Give me 1 more little back bend. Elbows slide down the back wall. Now we're going to go into gate pose. So we're going to take that right leg, bring it out to the side. Place the foot down, toes are forward. Take that top hand, slide it down the leg as you reach the left arm up and over. You don't want to press down into the knee, so that hand's just gliding, relaxing on that leg. Lifting up and over. Good, and now come up. Left hand comes down to the floor, and now we reach and lengthen the right arm overhead. Good, imagine going through that heel, and then reaching to those fingertips, as long as you can on that body. And then using the core, lift back up, and then bring that right knee back to meet the other. Place the hands on the small of the back. Press the glutes, lift, roll the shoulders back down, and open. And then on the next exhale, bring the hips back, slide the hands out, little child's pose. Nice big deep breath. And then curl the toes under, spread the fingertips nice and wide, come back up into that downward facing dog. Now let's float that left leg up to the ceiling, toes pointed down, and let's bring it in, knee to nose, and then press it out through that heel. 2 more times, bring it in, and back out. Good, bring it in, and this time as we come back out, bend that left knee, let that foot come over to the right side, look underneath the left armpit. Remember, press that left hand down into the floor. Let that hip open up. Imagine you have an ankle weight on that left ankle and it's kind of coming over to the right side, but your hands are pressing down to make sure your body stays where it needs to. Good, now let's slowly straighten out the leg, bring the knee underneath, so left knee comes over to the right side, and then bring it back and open. Good, 2 more times, bring it underneath across the body, and come back out. 1 more, I promise. And then come back out. And then this time, let's take that left foot and bring it to the outside of that left hand. Drop the right knee down, release the top of the right foot. Good, and then we slowly twist towards the left side. And then let's come back center, both hands on the inside of the left foot. Remember, hug that left knee into that left shoulder. Just a little gentle squeeze, slightly bend the elbows, bringing the chest down, opening up the hips. And then slowly coming back, and you need to reposition that left foot for a nice lunge position. Good, sweep the arms up. This is when I'm going to turn. And then this time drop the left fingertips down as you reach the right, up and over. So remember, press that top of the foot into the floor. And feel it in that hip. And then come up. And let's go the other side. This time right fingertips come down. Remember, little squeeze of the inner thighs to stabilize. And then come back center. Slide the elbows down the back wall. This time come behind your back, squeeze the beach ball, open up the shoulders. And then let's bring that left leg out to the side. So foot down, toes forward. Trying our gate pose, so slide the left hand down the left leg and reach up and over. So remember, don't rest and put pressure on that knee. All the support is right here. Good, and now reach up let's reach with the left fingertips. So really plant that foot down and reach with the fingertips. Feel that nice long stretch. Good, and then using the abs, come up and bring that left foot back in, knee to knee. Put the back hands on the small of the back. One more time, squeeze the glutes. Let the head fall back, open up the shoulders. If you have shoulders or neck issues, you can keep that chin tucked, otherwise let it fall back. And then otherwise on the next exhale, bring it up, and then bring the hips back, child's pose. The other side, as gracefully as you like. Come on to the back. We're going to do some really nice hamstring and hip stretches here. So if you want to grab a towel, you can, but I'm going to demonstrate without. So we're going to lower down onto our back, and let's hug our right knee into the chest. And let's gently grab either behind the hamstring, the calf, or the ankle, but I want you to press that heel up towards the ceiling. So gently let the toes come towards your face. Good, and then keeping the leg up but just backing off a little bit. Let's start to bring that right leg across the body over to the left side. Now, this is a pretty intense stretch, so if you had a towel, you would grab and wrap it around your foot, and otherwise just let the leg fall. I want you to try to keep your right shoulder glued to the floor. You can bend that right knee as well if that's too much of a stretch, but I want you to get a little more of that IT band, TFL, than just getting your obliques in that back. So I really want you to imagine like you're pushing on the gas pedal with your heel as that leg goes over to the left side. Good, and then slowly come back up with a straight leg if you can. And now, hopefully that will kick you on. I want you to let that right leg down, taking your right hand, just grabbing the inside of your inner thigh, and let your right leg fall out to the right side. Now, take your left hand, place it on your left hip. Try to see if you can imagine you're pressing that left hip down so it doesn't roll over to the right side. Because it's going to want to lift up. One more deep breath. And then bring it up, straight leg if you can. Good, hug it in, and then extend it all the way out. All right, let's bring that left leg in. Give it a nice big hug first. And then straighten that leg out. Grab behind your hamstring, your calf, or your ankle. Remember, flex that foot, have those toes come towards your face. Just we never want to grab behind that knee. That right hand, bring it to the outside of your left thigh and guide that leg straight as you can have it. It's okay if it drops down a little bit. Remember, glue that left shoulder onto the mat the best you can, or extend that arm out to the side and bring that leg across the body. Now, imagine there's that gas pedal. Press through that heel, and all of a sudden that's going to light up. And don't forget to breathe, because I know this one gets everybody. So remember, if you just want to take a twist, you can bend that leg, but if you want to get more of the outside of that leg, in that IT band, straighten it out the best you can. And then straight leg, lift it up, and now take that left hand, bring it to the inside of that left thigh, and let out to the left side, right hand on that right hip. Imagine you're gluing that right hip down to the floor. And let that leg come out to the side. So even though you're pressing with your hand and keeping your right hip down, try to relax the right leg. That might help a little bit. Because that one was probably really tense too. Good, and then with a straight leg, have it come up. And then I want you to hug that knee in. And then extend it all the way out. Just give them a little shake. We're going to bring those feet back in. That feels really nice. So, bring both feet in, flat on the floor, and let's just bring those feet about mat width apart, or at least the feet as wide as your shoulders. And I want you to windshield wiper your knees side to side. So just for a second here, go one side, go the other. Oh my goodness, my hips are so tight.
Oh yeah.
But this next one is a really good stretch. So I want you to come over to the right side and hold it, okay? Now, I want you to take your right foot and I want you to bring it up on top of your left knee. It's on the outside, okay? And then I want you to relax it down. So you are going to feel an awesome stretch in the top leg and that left hip. You're going to feel it in the bottom leg. This is a good time. Or at least what I consider to be a good time. Now this might be extremely intense right here. If it is, just hang out right here. But I do have another option to take this up a notch. If you want to take your left hand, first of all, roll over a little bit onto your right side. I want you to scooch that left foot up. Yes, your left foot. Can you grab your left toes like you're doing a lying quad stretch? So you're going to look like a crazy pretzel on the floor. So now you're going to feel a stretch in that left quadricep all the way up into that hip. And remember, this is optional. You can totally leave that left foot alone. Good. Now let's release the left foot if you grabbed it. Release the right foot off of the left knee. And then come back up to center. I know, right? A little shake back and forth. And let's go over to the other side. So knees go over to the other side. Make sure they're a little wide. And now let's take that left foot, bring it on top of that right knee, and let the weight of that foot bring that right knee over to the other side. And this is my like crazy tight side.
I'm loving this today.
Everybody has a bad side, this is mine. So remember your option, if you want to take that little extra quad stretch and bring that right foot up into that right hand, gently press it in. As that left foot is on top of that right knee, go for it. Good, one more deep breath. And then release the right foot, if you had it. Release the left foot from on top of the right. And come back center, and then just shake it side to side one more time. Bring both knees into the chest. Now, flex your feet like you're going to make footprints on the ceiling. And grab the bottoms for a happy baby. I want you to imagine you're pulling those knees down into your armpits. Now imagine you're trying to now put that tailbone, bring it down to the floor. One more deep breath. Release the feet, hug the knees in, grab behind the legs, rock and roll up to seated. Come over into a nice cross-legged position if you want, or just sit however you like. Give me a big inhale all the way up. Exhale down. One more time, inhale up. On the exhale, press the hands down. Imagine the shoulders are coming down to the floor, but the neck is growing long up to the ceiling. Good, give me a big, nice inhale, shoulder roll, up, back, and down. Place the hands on top of the knees. Awesome stretching, guys. Remember, we work really hard. We need to take time to recover. So, whether you're doing it with me or just taking time for yourself, make sure you get that regeneration time. Stay strong, keep up the hustle, and I will see you guys back for another recovery next time. Great work.